my next trick, we need to shut down the IBM ThinkPad and install the optional 3.5-inch floppy disk drive. I've got the drive right here, waiting for the ThinkPad to warm up, or wake up. There we go. Okay, we will now lay the monitor flat. I believe you can do this actually as a hot swap, but I don't want to take my chances. Okay, now we're going to lift the hood and pop out the optical drive. Careful not to damage it. Don't drop it. That would be bad. Okay, get our floppy drive ready. And press down to lock her in. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to power it back up again. And let it boot up. What I'm going to show you today is something that I thought I made a video of a while back, but it turns out I didn't. I'm sorry. This is actually a Sharp YO-190 personal organizer. Before Palm Pilots were, really affordable for people, personal organizers, specifically those made by Sharp, Royal, and even Rolodex, became they were the standard electronic organizer for the person on the go. They were very popular, actually. There were so many of them you could choose from, all different sizes and capabilities. Some of the more advanced organizers were like the Sharp Zorus. I think HP made one too. But this is one that I actually had owned when I was in 9th grade. This exact model. This particular one I found brand new in the package at Savers, and I bought it. So here it is. The YO-190. Now we're going to open it up. It's never been turned on, I should mention. Ever. It has never been turned on. The batteries came dead. And I think I already took them out. But this is what it looks like. And you can see it's never been used. I loved my YO-190. I also had an older version of the YO series. I don't recall what the model was exactly, but it was a it had less memory. The YO-190 had, I think, 512 kilobytes of RAM, and the one I had originally was only a 256. After I filled up the YO-190, I upgraded to a Palm M105, which I still own. And I think I gave away my my organizers. I had 2 of them. Brand new, I think I paid around $35 a piece for these. No, it couldn't have been that much. But it wasn't really that expensive. So this is what it looks like with the battery cover off. We have a memory backup battery. It takes 3 CR2032s. Just bought these from my local Radio Shack. If you've got questions, they've got blank stares. It's funny, when you go to Radio Shack to buy batteries, they don't know what to sell you because usually the batteries are the add-ons. They're not used to that behavior. You're supposed to put these. One of these is the backup battery. I'm not really sure which one. Oh, you know what? It's got to be this one here. And then this cover goes over that so that you know not to yank it out the next time. And then this label goes. Oh, it doesn't matter. Just put the cover back on, shall we? Now, it has a really unique feature. There's a little switch here. What this does, when you take the cover off, it switches it over to battery backup. It turns on the backup battery so that the system memory stays full. This has a feature over the Palm Pilot M105 because it has volatile memory and everything is stored in volatile memory, but there is no battery backup option. So you have to make sure it's synchronized before you change the batteries. What attracted me to the YO-190 when I bought mine was it was cheap, and it included a sync cable and software. And at the time, I believe I owned the IBM ThinkPad 760XL, which is kind of funny because that's what we're going to be using it with. I bought this thing like a year ago. I just never bothered to put batteries in it. I wasn't sure what kind of video I wanted to make, and now I know. So let's turn it on for the first time ever. This PDA is about 12 or 13 years old. Here we go. There it goes. Come on. Data has been impaired. Press yes to clear all memory. There we go. Okay, so it resets. And you have a schedule, calendar, a to-do list, telephone number, email. It'll actually remember World Wide Web addresses. Has a memo, expense list, clock, calculator, and conversion tool. It does multiple conversions. It'll do dollars to pounds. It does other things too. Dollars to yen, inch to centimeter, feet to meters. Oh, sorry. Mine all the kilometer. Oh, it's so cool. Doesn't have any games. Or does it? Let's try to set the clock. I wonder if this thing is Y2K compliant. Press clock, then menu. Where's the clock button? There it is. We're going to do menu, clock, menu. There we go. Clock setting 1. Home clock 1. It is actually 9:43 p.m. 9:43. Oh, damn it. Oh, you might have to do it in military time. No. There it is. PM. Okay. Got it. Alright. Now we're going to set the date. Defaults to 2000. It is February 27th. So 0227-2014. That's it. It's Thursday. It has a backlight feature. It's pretty cool. Let's turn the lights off. Look at that. I like it. I like it a lot. Now, we're going to write a memo, and then we're going to send it to the ThinkPad. This does not actually have, or does it, an infrared link. No, it does not. It does not do infrared. That'd be too cool, wouldn't it? Let's see. Hello. I like the fact that it has a QWERTY keyboard. See, I would actually use my YO-190 to take notes in class. So, for example, because you can type like you would on a normal QWERTY keyboard, I can just do like, hello, my name is Brandon, and I am typing this on my YO-190. There we go. So I would use mine to take notes in class, and it was distracting because I don't think you could turn the beeping noise off. And if you could, I never did figure it out. Here, maybe we can. Let's see. Modify, tools, memory check. I can see how much memory has been used. There's like a little gas gauge. It uses blocks of memory. And I could, let's see. Can I exit that? There we go. Now, I've already made a memo which is stored in memory. Where'd it go? Maybe it didn't save. Let's try that again. I'll make a new one. Hello. This is a test. First test. Enter. Stored. Oh, you have to press enter to store it. Now it's stored permanently. Okay. Go back to menu. You can delete files. We can adjust the contrast, so press 2 and I can go up or down. There we go, that's good right there. Now, how do I get out of there? I can actually password protect it. And there's the unit. You can send unit to unit files. Backlight setup. Key sound. I can turn it off. Press 2. Enter. That was an email from my phone. Look at that. It's all right there. Now let's go ahead and install the software on our ThinkPad. Put the light back. Alright, here we go. Designed to work on Windows 95 and above, I think. Here we go. Let's get the cable set up. Hooks up to a 9-pin serial port, which we have conveniently back here. There it is. Of course, you can't see it. It's too dark. Let's take a moment to discuss lighting. This house is impossible to light or illuminate properly. I have a dark blue carpet and a dark wood ceiling. It's beautiful. But when you're trying to shoot video, it sucks. That having been said, we're going to press next. And yes. And we're just going to do the whole thing. COM1. We don't have an internal modem, so there's only one COM port. Oh, yeah. So here's the other end of the cable. It connects using a special audio jack. It's a little bit smaller than your standard 3.5 millimeter. It's actually quite small. We're going to just launch the software. Okay. This works with YO-190, 190, and 195, ZQ-190, ZQ-195. So let's plug this sucker in, computer link, and let's see what happens. Now, I think what I have to do is, let's get out of there. Okay. We're going to back up the unit. It backs up to a BKE file. Make sure cable's connected. Yep. Waiting for organizer. And now what we have to do is go to menu, send, backup, restore. Let's try backup 4. Backup, that's unit to unit. Let's go back. No. Menu. Send, receive, verify. It's unit to unit. Let's try backup, yes. Sending. Oops. There it goes. Now we're backing up the unit to my IBM at a snail's pace, mind you. Still going. All that to send what? You've got to remember, this is probably sending it over like a 900 or 1900 baud connection. So one character can take, half a century to send. But it is working somehow. About the only complaint I ever had with my organizer was the fact that the back or the top cover doesn't fold back and can easily break off. It never happened to mine, but it was always in the back of my mind. The thin profile did fit easily in my pocket, but it was very noticeable. And if, for example, I was bending over or something, it would have cracked in half. I don't remember what happened to the one I had, if I threw it out or sold it. I don't recall. What I do know is that it did get replaced by... Actually, I think I replaced it directly with a laptop. It would have been my... I think it was my... whatchamajigger. My Zenith Super Sport replaced the Sharp YO-190. That's what it was. Because I just needed something with a full-size keyboard. Okay, so we're done. It finished. There is an address utility. What you can do is type in your addresses on your PC or import them from like a CSV file, I think. And let's take a look. Yeah, it doesn't let you... Yeah, it lets you type them in, but it will not let you import from a CSV file, apparently. And I believe one of the things that I could do with it was actually print out my notes by copying them to a text file. But it doesn't look like I was able to do that, because I don't see any ability. I see the utility, but I'm not seeing... you can restore and back up the whole unit, but there is no function for recalling the data or printing it or pasting it into a text document. That blows. So if I wanted to print something, I couldn't. Well, that sucks. I thought I could do that, but apparently not. Let me look at the manual and see if there was any way to do that. Since I'm fortunate to have the entire owner's manual. Let's see what that tells. Well, you know, I read the manual, and I've learned that, and this is something that I knew back then, but I've forgotten. The device is incapable of transferring data to a computer in a way that allows the data to be printed or pasted into a text document. And that is one of the reasons I got rid of mine, because I couldn't do that, and I didn't realize that until after I bought it. But there you have it. One of the main limitations, the only thing you can do with is make a backup file. But if you wanted to print out notes or whatever, which is what I wanted to do, you just can't do it with this device. Well, it's a neat toy. And it's really a prime example of the types of devices that were available before the turn of the century and shortly after, as ways to keep people organized before smartphones and before even... see, Palm Pilots were really more of a rich man's toy, or an executive or a rich woman. You know, common people didn't buy Palm Pilots. I had a Palm Pilot because I wasn't normal. I wasted my money on things like that. I still own a Palm Pilot. I don't use it. Oh, it's right here, actually. It's kind of funny. I mentioned it. But this is my original M105. It still works, but it sucks down a set of batteries in no time at all. I just put a set of lithium batteries in this. Yeah, there they are. Probably 2 months ago, if that, and they're already dead. Oh, well. Where were we? Yes, so the YO-190, it's not a 512K, it's only a 256. I thought it was a 512. I also was brushed up on some information in the manual that I didn't realize, or I forgot about. But it only has the ability to store 512 characters per note, which sucks, because there's only so much you can do with 512 characters when you're trying to type notes in. You know, you're better off using pen and paper. Oh well. So there you have it. Yeah, it cannot sync with any software other than its own. It cannot sync the schedule or to-do reminders or any of those things with Outlook or any variant of. You know, it's really limited. It's a great calculator. It's a great personal organizer and address book, but anything beyond that, forget about it. I did use mine for a couple of months, though. I got a lot of use out of it. But nevertheless... Oh, I unplugged the wrong cable. I unplugged my power. I don't want to unplug my power. Let's plug that back in. Come on. Stubborn. Okay. And on that note, and check this out. This is how you know a quality laptop from the time period. Listen to the sound it makes when it closes. That is quality. You don't get that from anyone but IBM.